And so it begins, pulling the axle out and pulling the wheels off, brakes out, and all the other stuff. So let's see what it's going to be like. So I got her jacked up, I think, rather good. And I don't know where to start. Just start at the beginning. Got to get some plugs to plug the brake lines and stuff like that. You know, just keep going after it till you're done. And I'm looking forward to power washing this thing and powder coating the cover. That's going to be nice. I guess I'll powder coat it yellow to match the truck, right? Where'd that thing go? I think it's down in here. There it is. Okay, I'm going to get one of those fancy, you don't have to put any goo on it, gaskets. We'll talk about that later. So, alright. I'm going to order some shocks. I want to check the steering again, and there's a little tiny bit of play. I found a bunch of exhaust hangers I had, so I was going to order some, and then I thought, well, you know, I think I got some. Noise alert. So I got a couple. So there you go. I just got this new battery for the old 2305, as I was talking about. She's been charging quite a while. She's brand new. And I'm kind of surprised by that, but just because you got a new battery doesn't mean you don't need to charge it. And you don't. Alternators are not battery chargers; they're battery tenders. They kind of tend them. They don't charge them. Uh-oh, be my baby. Okay, so I just want to get a look at this. A couple spiders in there. And the star wheel's forward, and that's on there, and that's on there, and got that E-clip to get off, and then this stuff. So here is the left side brake, and that little spring goes there. So remember that. So you're supposed to pull back on these. I know it's not leaking, but you're supposed to pull back on these and see if they are. If they are, you'd see a drop or two somewhere. Okay. Pull off the other side. Okay, so this side, the little spring here goes toward the front. The star wheel goes toward the back. This is the right side of the car, the passenger side. E-clip there. Okay, and spring forward. So, ta-da! I ain't got Rain Man or Erico to lend me the soundtrack to that, so anyway, oh, I can remember I put these washers on here too. Gonna take them off. And did I do that? Yeah, why did I do? Oh, they weren't sitting flat. Yeah, they're something about the wheels when I got them. They just never really worked correctly. That one didn't. This one's okay. So, all right, let's not get this stuff. And the bolts can stay there. And the plug. Okay. I feel like I just did this, but I'll have to do it again. Okay, well, there's one down. Okay, brake clean. Never seen anybody use that before, have you? Okay, I just wanted to record the layout here. And that's all I just wanted to do, which is focus in on that, if it would. And then everything else, I'll lay it out very carefully. Each side and everything. I know I take pictures, but it's best to lay it out carefully too. And I usually take my work and start as far away from the vehicle and work my way in with parts. But I don't think that's going to be too much of a hassle here. So anyway, that's those overload springs. I guess I'll try to do something different with those. I don't know what, but I'm going to try something. I just oiled these springs, just took it right on up. Look how dry these are too. I mean, it's needed doing. Well, it is a little weepy in there. What a great time to change wheel cylinders, huh? I think that's a perfect time to do so. Let me go measure the bore, make sure it's right. And I put a little rubber cap over my line to keep it from draining out and having to bleed it all again. So these are those Nye copper things, so I'm not too too concerned about those. I guess I can go ahead and take these end plates. Well, I got to pull the axle out to do that, and that's going to be our boy's job. I'm not going to mess with those because I want him to do the whole thing. I would pull the axles out, but then I want him to see it as is. So I like to pull the black backing plates off, but I can't. So, oh well. So let me go measure this bore. Let's look at the other side. Yeah, they're both a little leaky, aren't they? Well, everything happens for the best, as Meemaw used to say. Meemaw taught me that. It's the only thing she taught me. Well, she didn't really teach me that either. As you can tell, we didn't get along. Don't matter no more. Both sides were leaking. I'm going to change the front ones too, I guess, when the time comes. But going to get these. They were both leaking and just filthy nasty inside. And I think I know what caused them to start leaking. It's that new tandem system I put in right there. Probably the pressures went way up, and I'll see what these are. We think they're 7/8 or what? 1 inch. I thought 1 inch there for a second. But yeah, just plain old 1 inch bore. Now I had a 66 a Chevrolet with a straight 6, and I remember it was the devil to change those things. It took this gigantic wrenches and sockets. It's just all 1/2 inch stuff. 63/64. I think that's okay. 1 inch. So I wonder if the other side is the same size. Sometimes it happens that it's not. You know, let's go over there and check that. So this side is basically done, and so let's move to the other side. So we're on the other side. We're on the passenger side, right side, and it says 2751 USA 013, and she's a leaking too. So there's fluid down in there. Let's just see. It takes a second to get them off. Don't let this stuff squirt in your eyes. Oh God, whatever you do, this stuff is so bad. Oh my gosh. Whoops. Well, that's pretty rotten. Rotten. So what do you think? Is it 1 inch also? Well, I'm gonna have to do the front ones, that's for sure. So let's just make sure. Yep, 1 inch. So let's put this back where it belongs. Let's go to 2751. I just want to make sure the numbers match. And I hope the front ones are the same, but I don't know. I can't pull them wheels off. Let's see. 2751 USA. Well, it says it has a different thing, but 2751. And those might be from the 70s. I don't think they're not the original ones, because this is not the original axle. So I know that that's not the case. I don't remember ever changing. If I'd have changed these, I'd have done better work than this. So okay. So now we know. Dang, if I'd have thought about it, I'd have pulled them off, but I ain't gonna move this thing till I have to. This is a tandem system now, so I can do one and then the other. What do the shoes look like? I think they look fine. Yeah, they look fine. Well, it's a new day. I was just watching Wrenching with Kenny. And Kenny, if you're watching, this is the car that gave me the same problem you had with air getting into the lines. This has that can up there that has to holds the fluid, and they go to pipes, and what a mess. I dealt with that for a long time. Terrible. Okay, let's get back to this. I'm going to pull the drive shaft out, fix the exhaust system. I have a relatively large list of things I want to do today. I want to get on the Spitfire and look at the plugs. I think she's running a little lean. Sounding lean to me, Luther. And I was going to mention this. Remember that your trailing shoes are always the longer ones. I've seen every combination. I've seen the two short ones on one side, the two long ones on the other. And I've seen everything you can possibly see in my years of doing this. So just remember that, okay? The front of the vehicle. So the trailing shoe is the longer one. Don't forget that. And here are my wheel cylinders. So let's see. Let me get this garage door open, get some light in here, and we will. What is that? Oh, that's nothing. We will proceed to getting the drive shaft out and doing further things. Now, what I've decided to do also, and this is going to be a multi-part series because these are going to be too long. I'm going to pull these springs out and check the shackle bushings, and I may end up doing the pour them in there situation because I looked them up and they're not available, the bushings, or at least the few places I looked. So I'll probably just be better off re-pouring those. I'm going to order the front wheel cylinders here. The rear ones are 1 inch. These are 1 1/8 inch, I think. But since I blew the back ones out, I'm going to change those. So I kind of forgot where I left off. But let's start by pulling the drive shaft, stabilizing. Shocks are going to be coming too. Stabilizing the exhaust system, get that out, and get my transmission lift over here and see about getting this out of here. Oh, I got to check on the battery for the 2305. And boy, this thing really had to charge a long time. I hope it's not still flat. Oh, look, a green light. Yay! Okay, well, let's get this going, because I'm going to hook up this tractor to my little snow bear trailer, which I got a project going with that to show my South African friend there that has the old Chevy truck. And so I'm going to need this to get the trailer, to get the axle, to get it in the back, to power wash it, to put it in the back of the Bonneville. And I can't wait to go to town and see what the guys at the axle place say when they see old Bon Bon. We get a little creature around here. He's kind of scared right now because I kicked him out. We get a woolly worm. And yeah, I don't know if I scared him to death, but I don't think so, because I kicked him. They love to come in here. I don't know why. So anyway, this is the stirrup kind of U-joint, and I just changed these, so I'm not going to mess with them. So the stirrups are over there. So part one done. Okay, do the shuffle. So let's get the shocks loose. And I'm probably going to leave them attached around. I'll test them when I get them undone. So I just don't like that rattly thing. Well, doggone, if the shocks aren't pretty good, they're gas. It's just, I guess that weld broke up there, maybe from banging around. So I don't know if I'm going to change those or not. They seem to be pretty dang solid, and I charged well, so I don't know. Might let that go, don't much matter. Got the brake line T-fitting disconnected that we all know so well. So we're getting there. I'm going to get these U-bracket bolts off here, and then we're just about ready to come down. And I don't want anything to do too much damage here. So I got to kind of come down and cock it sideways. You see my bracing I got there. Well, I'm big on that. You know how it is. So I'm going to have to confess to my terrible welding techniques to the axle. Who welded that mess on there? Well, I guess I did. Alright, so we're going to have to think about the way we're going to flip this thing. So we're going to have to come this way, and then let's get these out of the way. And then this way, I'll clear all this off, and then I'll have to tilt it down, of course. So let's get this out of my hair. I'm going to wash that hypoid right out of my hair. Can't put that back in. Well, it don't much matter. It's all shot. Okay. All right, we'll be power washing here in a while. All right, we are set up. Now I'm not going to be able to film this even on a tripod because it's just going to be too nerve-wracking, and I don't know where to put the dang camera anyway. And that don't matter. So I've got everything off I can get off. These are 7/8, and I'm getting ready to pull them off with the Flexzilla. and then we will be free. So brake line, these are free. I got my transmission jack up. I got it torqued into place. I've got a little bit of tension on it. I got my chains in place and tightened up. And I don't know, you know, when I come down, I'll probably have to tilt it somehow. But for now, all I want to do is get it released from the springs. And so I don't know, what time is it now? It's skin 30. 4 something, 4:15 or something like that, don't matter. So we'll have her out back here in a little bit, I hope. So I got to move a bunch of stuff to get the tractor out, to get the car out, to blah, blah, blah. So we're all tight here. And this setup can be whatever you want it to be. All right, I'm going to put the camera way over here somewhere out of the way. And then we will we'll pull. Next shot you see, I hope, will be it sitting on the stand, free of the lift and everything. Now this is a point where a lot of people would say, get a 2-poster lift with the little army things. I just don't like them. Sorry, I'll deal with it. So we'll just deal with what we got. Okay, so they're broken loose from there. That's all I got to go there. I've got the shackles down, or the brackets down for the shocks. And I just can't. I'll give you this kind of action. This is going to be about it. Okay, that's going to be it. Just not a good environment for a camera. So she's dropping down. And I put those blocks of wood there, as you can tell, underneath the backing plates, just to kind of help me out a little bit, keep it from going too far too fast. Note to self, get the proper fitting U-bolts here from bolts.com or wherever you get them, because I had kind of forgotten that those don't really fit correctly, or the springs have been changed, or do something. But it's a great time to replace these. See how they're kind of swedged in? So we're about ready to lose this bracket here. And there it is. There's one of the brackets. There doesn't seem to be a front or a back. Looks like this wedgy thing here's toward the back. So we'll make a note of that. So this side is free and clear. And I don't have to worry about getting them U-bolts out right this minute, because the axle is free on this side. Keep saying I'm not going to let you watch, and then I keep showing you what's going on. Okay, so I guess I could measure here, get my center to center, and I don't imagine the springs could have been changed, but anything can happen. So I don't know. All right, so I got this little tiny bolt here, and then we're going to knock this bracket off, and then we are going to be free. Now, one of the things that I got that piece of wood in there for is to keep this from rotating forward. And my propeller shaft is out of the way. So, okay. These are not connected. These overload springs I got for 40 bucks. And did nothing but hassle me for a while. I'll tell you a funny story. When I was moving here, I was coming in that back middle door, and one of them fell off right there at that very second. No, after driving, 30, 40 miles, it fell off right here at the door. All right, so there she is. Get a better shot of it there. I think I can take some pictures with my phone and send them off. I won't be able to power wash this today. I've got to go, so I'm going to have to end this video a little earlier than I anticipated. So that's the way it goes. So using the tilt mechanism on the jack, I was able to tilt it and clear the bottom of the lift. I'm ready to go down now. I'm going to level her back up and let her down. I tell you what, you get to watch something with me here. So you can tell that it's going up over there, and that'll make things a little better. I make sure that spring don't catch on nothing. So I'm letting off here. I can't believe I'm gonna try to do this one-handed. The things we do for YouTube. Okay. Okay, let's let her down. I'm just gonna let her kind of slow burn there. And just let her drop. I got the pressure off. She's just dropping slow. You can do this with your foot. I don't recommend that you do it with your foot. But there she goes. I had no idea I'd be able to film this. But she's a-coming. And let's get her level. I might have enough time to get her out back. But there you go. Okay, I'm going to stop it there. And I'm going to level her off. I think I'm going to get my cherry picker out here. See, I'm getting her level and getting her stable. She kind of wanted to kind of roll at me, so I tightened the chains up a little bit. I could probably pick this up by myself, but I don't feel like going to therapy for months and months for torn calciums, if you know what I mean. Okay. We'll just get her level just to get the... Okay, so how far can I go down? Okay, and there she goes. That's as far as she goes, and that's as far as I need. And so now I can just bring her out like this. That makes a pretty good picture right there. I think I'll take one. There she is. Guess I could power wash her on this thing, couldn't I? I don't know. Might be a little bit more comfortable. So guess that's what I'll do. Power washer's more mobile than this is. Okay, let's get a photograph, eh? A candid photograph. Yeah, I'm gonna bust all that off there. Yeah, I gave that a little tack weld. I don't want to look too stupid when I go to get the thing done. Okay, well, let's, so I guess that's going to be just about it. Let me finish up here. Let me clean up and finish up, and then I consider that to be a successful day. Okay, so I put the lug bolts back on to protect the studs. I discovered something interesting. This will be easy to weld here, so I'm thinking about once I take this bolt out and get these springs out, go ahead and just maybe just chop those off right there and just put some, just weld that on there, and just, you know, don't worry about it. Fine. So fine. So there you go. But I noticed something interesting. This wheel lug is not all the way home, so I don't know why that is. So I'll work on that tomorrow. Might be better to let the guy, when he gets the axle out, just give that a whack. It might be better to let him do it, if I can remember to tell him. I know what I could do. I could put a piece of blue tape on it to remind me, couldn't I? So you try to think of things to remind you of being reminded of things you might have forgotten. So let's be careful with my micrometer there. So, but anyway, there's the airy shot. She's all out. And so good. So wrenching with Kenny, I believe it is. I hope he got his brake thing sorted out. So if you haven't seen his channel, I recommend it. He's short, to the point, don't mess around, loves what he does, and all that other stuff. So, okay, let me put some blue tape on this. There it is right there. So what we're gonna do here, we got a sun going down. I got about 2 or 3 hours to get something to eat and rest up a little bit and clean up so I don't smell like a goat, and go in and do some work tonight. So I don't know what crop they planted. But anyway, thumbs up, liking. Well, if you thumbs up, that's a like, isn't it? Oh, well, subscribe. Let's go ahead and subscribe. All right, y'all have a pleasant evening, day.